Recipes. Today we are going to talk about humility symbolized by unleavened bread. Unleavened bread is simple and not puffed up. And that is what symbolizes humility in our recipe today, which we must cultivate for a restored and fulfilled life. Let's open our recipe book and turn to Philippians 2:3. Here is what Philippians tells us. Do nothing out of rivalry or vainglory, but let humility make you regard others as above yourself. Through this verse, we see that humility is essential in our relationship with God and in our interactions with others. By humbling yourself, you follow the example of Jesus and find true communion with him. So for our spiritual recipe today, we will need unleavened bread to symbolize humility, a measure of service to others as Jesus did. He is truly an exemplary model. For whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first among you must be your slave. And so the Son of Man came not to be served but to serve, and we must follow this example. To give one's life as a ransom for many. You find that in the recipe of Matthew 20, verses 26 to 28. And you will also need a portion of modesty. Humility precedes glory, but pride precedes the fall. So every day, practice humility by serving others without seeking to be noticed. Be modest in your words and actions, also acknowledging your own limitations. For you know everything is grace, and grace is granted to us by God. And I will say again, to God alone be all glory. Also value the contributions of others. Be a source of encouragement and celebrate their success without jealousy. At some point you will see your turn will come. Pride is like bread without wine that puffs up our ego, distancing us from our soul and divine truth. And it creates barriers in our relationships with others. But with God, you will see you will achieve this attitude and humility. Because humility in crisis must be a model of self-denial. Seek to have an attitude of service and obedience to God. You will achieve it through moments of prayer. It is God who will equip you. You know, humility is like bread without wine, as I told you, which is pure and nourishes our soul and brings us closer to God. It teaches us to recognize our total dependence on God and to treat others with respect and compassion. His example, Jesus shows us that humility is the path to spiritual elevation. Do you want to be elevated? Follow the path of Jesus. And it invites us to follow his example in our daily walk with him. Yes, humility precedes glory. So like unleavened bread, be humble and simple in your actions. Humility will elevate you and enrich your relationships with others for a restored and fulfilled life. See you soon in Sarah's Recipes. The world awaits a sign from us, the revelation of your orders.